You got 6 months to live. Would you live any different than you are right now? I think most of us would probably say yes. You know, I saw that the other day online somewhere. Someone was talking about, what would you do if you only had 6 months to live? What would you do? Well, that is different for every person. I think it really, when I first thought about that, is like, oh my gosh, you know, I'd want to go visit all my family. I'd want to do all kind of things. But then I thought about money. Money will dictate what you're going to do, because I might not be able to afford to go visit my family that lives out west. So then what do? Would I go in debt? Would I get a credit card? Just run it up and say, forget it? I know one thing, I would be less tolerant for bullshit. People's bullshit. Not bullshit in general, just people's bullshit. I mean, I take a lot of bullshit in life. It's just not necessary. I think I'd love more. I think I would do a lot of things different, I think, maybe. So maybe that's how we should start living. It's like, we don't have that much longer to live. And as you get older, you start thinking about those things. We don't have a lot of time left. Time is precious. So live like you don't have much time left. I mean, and move and groove. I mean, there's so many things you could be doing. I mean, that's why I started doing a YouTube channel. When I think about how cool would it be if my grandkids, even my kids, had a video record of me just talking bullshit, just talking. I think about, what if I had a video of my great-grandfather or my grandfather or my grandmother or my great-great-great-great-grandmother and grandfather. How cool would that be? I mean, I'd probably sit down for hours and just listen to them, listen to their wisdom, listen to what they were going through at the time of life they were in, what struggles they had, what made them happy, what made them sad. So that's one of the reasons I'm doing a YouTube channel, is I got video evidence of my life. And if they want to, they can go back and check it out and see what's going on and see what was going on when I was here. But I think the biggest thing, after thinking about it for a while, is just love. Love, 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 love. Love each other. Love the ones you love. Love your family and your friends. And just don't put up with bullshit. Nobody wants bullshit. I think one of the things I'd be doing is I'd have a lot less tolerance for bullshit. I think living like that isn't a bad idea. It really shows you what your priorities are. And the reason is because when you start opening up to people, is the rats stroll in because you left that door open. I mean, not everybody. But if you've been alive long enough, if you've been around like I have for over 60 years, 65, I'm going to be 66 soon, then you've had your share of rats come in that front door because you left it open. I mean, what would you do? I mean, I think about it sometimes. What would I do? Well, I think money's a big one for me, because if I had enough money, I'd probably do a lot more things. I'd maybe travel more. I'd travel to see family that I haven't seen in years. And I feel guilty about that sometimes. But I've got family members I haven't seen in 20 years. Brothers, sister, parents. It's been a long time. But that's a whole nother story. There's some reasons behind that, but some of them aren't. I mean, if I had the money, would I go see my siblings? Probably. Yeah, for sure. But financially, I just don't have the money to do stuff like that right now. So I think that would determine what I would do. A lot of it would hinge on money. And you just don't have the money sometimes to do what you really want to do. I felt really guilty about my grandparents when they passed away. And I thought, as I got a little bit older, And they were getting up there. And they passed away. I was talking to my brother, and I said to him, you know, I said, I feel so guilty that I didn't come see him as I got older. I mean, I know I was going through some rough times and maybe didn't have the money, but I just feel so guilty. He said, why do you feel guilty? And they were very well off. And he said, did they come see you? I said, no. He said, well, then stop feeling guilty, because they had the money and they could have come seeing you whenever they wanted to, and they didn't. And that really put it in perspective for me at the time. Didn't completely take the guilt away, but it helped. It helped lessen the burden of the guilt I felt for not seeing them as I got older. And I didn't have any hard feelings against them at all. They were decent grandparents to me, but during that time I just didn't have the money to travel because they were across the country. I just didn't have the money at the time to go see them. Thought about it. I think about it now, seeing some of my siblings and my parents, but they have the money, but they haven't come to see me, so I have to let that guilt go with them too. But what would you do? Would you love more? Would you be less tolerant of bullshit? I think so. I think there's a lot of things we'd probably change if we knew we only had a little time left. And I think maybe some of you might be even dealing with that right now. Let me know in the comments if it's something you're dealing with, or if you ever think about it, and what would you do? If you had money and if you didn't have money, what would you do? Okay, I'll see you guys.